honestly, I have been hating this market. It comes with a lot of frustration for our clients. Even you work with a buyer or seller. Of course, sellers are making tons of money in this. However, the problem is where to go next, right? A lot of people are selling property, but either they have to downsize, then only they can sell, or they have to get that mindset of buying something in a higher price. Otherwise, it's a problem of inventory. And that's why we are not seeing yet many properties. So a lot of experts are predicting it's going to crash in 2022. But is that true? What do you guys think? Is that going to crash? Comment me below. So in this video, I'm going to tell you my opinion. Again, it's not kind of prediction or something on a firm ground, but it's kind of what I'm facing as a actual in our deals, like in our back end. Even on a buyer side, if you work, on a seller side you work, what are the changes you are feeling? That's what I'm going to discuss in this whole video. So make sure, guys, you stay till the end because it is going to be tons of information in this video. So I was just reading an article today on a Fox News about the market, what the other market, like not just the Florida, in different areas people are facing. So almost every market they are facing, the buyer are ready to pay prices like over asking, like drastically over asking, and waiving almost all the terms like appraisal waiving or zero inspection or fast closing or even a cash buyers. But now lately, since these interest rates are going up, the one change we saw on one side, a lot of buyers are heading towards a closing. They want to close fast because they know that the more bumps are coming. And other side, we are feeling that the buyers are backing out because right now the market is kind of at the peak, I feel, especially in Florida. I don't see that it's going more and more up in 2022. Maybe, of course, like a normal increase, you will feel it. Like, for example, like 5% or 10% increase, that's like a normal increase in many of the areas. But like last year, where we had like almost 35% increase in some areas, where like a 50%. I just came across one of the property in Boca Raton. There, someone bought it around $550 in 2020, in early 2020, and right now they are putting it in a market without making any changes around $995. So he's trying to make almost like 40% profit from this property, and without putting any single money. I went personally to see this inside, like did they make any changes, or if the pictures are not doing the justice, and I'll show you guys that example. Literally, they didn't do any single thing. Even the seller doesn't know how old is the roof. So that kind of property is also coming in a market, but I personally advise to my buyer not even putting an offer there. And same thing, what my buyer felt the same thing, like because it's $396 per square foot without upgrade at all. And the seller is just kind of, I feel like it's over expectations. So one thing I want to tell, if you are a seller, do not overprice the property at this moment, because that's not going to help either way. Even I experienced in my own listing, when you little bit priced over, the buyers are not willing to even put an offer, not even trying for the offer. So because they think that, how far the seller is going to go down, it's not even worth it to put the offer. And the seller feels like, oh, the lowball offers they're not going to take because they're not going to sell the property. They are not in rush to sell a property. So basically, as a seller, you got to be on the ground, like, what's happening in the market comparatively. If you price it, then it would work. But otherwise, the overpriced properties, now it's not going to work. The price is basically what buyer is willing to pay. It's not about just the market. Like, okay, some people think, oh, X property is like 200,000 over asking, or this is what is 300,000 over, not asking, but over market. But it's all about the comparable, what happened in last 3-4 months. If you are not respecting those comparable and just putting whatever the number you want, then this market is not going to support for sure. And now the biggest change, what it happened, which I told you, is the one bump of interest rate already came. So right now the interest rates are 4.5%. So the buyers who are like completely waiving appraisals, they have to think twice because they have to have the extra money, in their pocket to cover up the interest rates. So, and there will be the more interest rates bumps will be coming. So this is what I feel. The market will be changing, definitely. But it's not in that way that it's going to dropping down. It's not going to crash because still we have inventory issue. Still, like comparatively, right now, almost 6 months of inventory issue, I feel in a couple of cities in South Florida. And that's the same thing in many other states. So not just the Florida, but many other states are feeling the same issue. But a lot of buyers are backing out too because they don't want to pay the higher price and the higher interest rate. So the numbers are not matching for them. So a lot of buyers will be backing out for sure. But the rentals will be going crazy in that. So I feel like this market, I don't know, this 2022 doesn't give me the good feeling. It's really terrific market, I feel, because the rentals also, it's kind of increasing to like insane numbers. Like if you see like the single family houses which were rented for like $3,500 per month, it's right now it's for $6,000 or $6,500. So 50% of the raise I've seen in the cities like Weston, Parkland, Boca, Wellington, and a lot of single family, especially the rentals are really, really crazily high. So if you think like to buy, it's like coming out cheaper versus rent. So it is still insane market at this time. And I feel like 2022 may lower down those bidding wars, but it's not going to crash. Because to crash, the inventory has to go up. Right now, we saw that the inventory went up a little bit in spring to summer time. But there's another, the thought process for the seller is that because interest rates are changing, they do want to put it in market. And it's a correct thought process because a lot of buyers are backing out too. So if you're thinking to buy, honestly, this is the time. If you're thinking to sell, then this is the time. Just think like this. If you are renting, and you're spending like $3,000, $4,000 a month, or you have to spend that money, then it's worth to buy. But if you're scared, then I would suggest you go something which you're comfortable with, or maybe open your eyes to different areas. Go to some affordable numbers, where you are feeling comfortable. So especially in South Florida, we saw biggest trend, a lot of people moving up north because the Broward County and Miami-Dade County has been drastically unaffordable right now. And locals are not able to bear those numbers. So a lot of people are changing their mind and trying to take a leverage of going up north. Up north means like going to the Port St. Lucie or going to the Wellington, like a Palm Beach County, St. Lucie County. So, that's similar example, like in your own market, let's say you're in different states. So you should open your eyes if you can invest in, or if you can go into the different city or different market where the prices are more affordable. And that's another reason that Florida has been really famous because the California, New York, those are like oversaturated. Like, those numbers don't even we can't even accept it in Florida because the Florida has been still, I feel, affordable compared to those states. And what's happening there, like people are paying their over asking $300,000, or I have heard one of the deal from my friend, like someone paid $400,000 over asking in California. So that kind of insane thing doesn't happen here in Florida. So we have seen the increase in a really great cities up to 10%, but not more than that. So, it depends on where you are. Again, I feel like still it's a good market in a way. Like if you're going to live there for a long run, I don't think so it's going to crash, at least in next 1 to 2 years. Okay. I mean, who knows after 5 years, right? I mean, nobody knows about that. Did you know like this Ukraine war is coming and that will bring a lot of changes in inflation. So right now our lot of things, like for example, even supply issues has still the problem. The gas prices are increased. So it's like a 22%, higher inflation we are feeling in 2022 already. So this Ukraine war also affected us, and not only us, like a lot of other countries too. So it's not going to, I don't feel like it's going to resolve like immediately. But the bidding wars or over expectation of the price, that's something is kind of changing right now.